Okay, I really want to do a little bit of Shaar Gimel Perek Yud Daled. Shaar Gimel Perek Yud Daled, but here's what we I want to just summarize what we learned and the importance of it. If just create a little bit of a chart in your mind here of let's start like this. Let's start with Shemos Hashem. You have Yud Kei Vav Kei and Elokim, or more accurately, Yud Kei Vav Kei Elokim. Elokim is Gematria Hateva, easy to remember. Yud Kei Vav Kei is Haya Hoiva V'yeh. That's not Teva. That's not Teva. Teva, we're bound by time. So the very fact that Haya Hoiva V'yeh, I mentioned a couple of days ago that is a very deep spiritual place of living in the present. Because living in the present means that I'm not considering the future and I'm not considering the past. I'm Yud Kei Vav Kei. I'm Haya V'yeh all in one makom over here. So there's something very deep and spiritual. It's not just like don't worry about the future, don't worry about the past. That's not what we're saying. Something much deeper here of Haya V'yeh, I'm Lamala Min Hazman. Lamala Min Hazman. So you have the Yud Kei Vav Kei and have the Elokim, which is Teva. Where we want to get to ultimately is Ata Areisa Lodas Ki Hashem Hu Elokim. Yud Kei Vav Kei Hu Elokim. That it becomes like one and the same, which I want to explain in a few minutes. How does that happen? It becomes one and the same. But in the meantime, there's two. And the Nefesh Hachaim goes on to say that this is distinction manifests itself in many, many places in life. We know that Moshe Rabbeinu said, "What's your name?" And Hashem said, "I spoke to Avraham, to Yitzchak, Yaakov, Shmi Hashem, Shmi Yud Kei Vav Kei, Lo Nadati Lahem." I never told them that name. Why, but it wasn't necessarily an admonishment. It was just Hashem pointing out for some reason that this is a whole different story you're asking for. You're talking about Yud Kei Vav Kei. It's a whole different thing. What's the different thing? The different thing is that the nevuah of Moshe Rabbeinu, and for that matter, the way Hashem led the Jewish people out of Mitzrayim, on Haganisis, was in a whole different, was in a madrega of Yud Kei Vav Kei, not in a madrega of Elokim, and nothing to do with Teva. Kriyas Yamsuf has nothing to do with Teva. Yasser Makkos have nothing to do with Teva, and Mon has nothing to do with Teva. It's not Teva. Har Sinai has nothing to do with Teva. This whole story, the whole Sefer Shmos, has nothing to do with Teva. Sefer Yoshua has a lot to do with Teva. We came into Eretz Yisrael, we worked the land, basically from the Meraglim on, and that was probably the 274th shot. And what was wrong with the Meraglim is that they didn't want to make that transition from the Yud Kei Vav Kei to Elokim. I think whatever pshat you're going to say, that's the pshat. Like that's the emes pshat. That Eretz Yisrael is a different thing. Moshe Rabbeinu expired. The reason why Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't go into Eretz Yisrael in the final analysis, put aside what his chet is, because that also works with the Mei Meriva. But the pshat of pshat is that Yud Kei Vav Kei doesn't belong in the place of Elokim, which is not necessarily a lower level. It's just a different thing. It could be that it's a higher level. Ata Areisa Lodas Ki Yud Kei Vav Kei Hu Elokim. In other words, where you want to get to, which we'll explain is even a higher level. But I just want to take it step by step. What we understand here is that Yud Kei Vav Kei created a higher level of nevuah than any other navi before or after Moshe Rabbeinu. So it says in the Rambam, so it says clear, and so it says in the Chumash. The Chumash says that when Hashem called Miriam, summoned Miriam and Aaron outside the oil moed, and he said, "What are you doing?" Like these psukim are so amazing, we go by them too quickly. What are you talking about, Avdi Moshe? Rashi says, what were they talking? They're talking about Sheparash Mina Isha. He left his beautiful wife, Rashi says. But so there's like, what's the matter with him? He's going a little bit meshuggah, like what's going on? And Moshe and Hashem got upset with them that the nevuah that you have, the nevuah that you're familiar with, the nevuah that's going to be Yeshayahu and Yirmiyahu and all of that, that's b'chaloim adaber by. They're talking about in a fuzz and a chaloim. Lokein avdi Moshe, pe'el peh adaber by. That's not the case with Moshe Rabbeinu. Pe'el peh adaber boy. So let me just dwell on this pasuk because it's like so important. Peh el peh adaber boy. I've spoken to him mouth to mouth. Who speaks to somebody mouth to mouth? Indavar kaza, artificial resuscitation, CPR. What's mouth to mouth? Peh el peh, peh el ozen adaber boy. I spoke straight into his ear.
How does that Kosh Baruch have a pen?
Okay, so obviously it's a mashal, but the mashal is not meduyak. Okay, but that wasn't. That's the peh, the CPR, or whatever it was, spiritual CPR. So, but Hashem is saying, I speak to Moshe in a whole different way. How do I speak to him? Peh el peh. What does it even mean, peh el peh? Also, adaber boy is, if I may suggest, seems seemingly the wrong word. Adaber loy. Speak to him. I speak to him. Peh el oizen adaber loy. That would have been a nice pasuk. Peh el oizen. I spoke straight into his ear. No interference.
Adaber loy.
Adaber loy. I spoke to him. So the pshat is. This is Yisodistic, that all the Nevi'im Hashem spoke to in some form or another in their ear. God whispered into my ear. Maybe us too. Peh el peh means nachnuma. The Moshe Rabbeinu didn't exist. Peh el peh, I used your mouth as a utensil to speak to the people. My peh to your peh. No brain in the middle. No processing in the middle. You have how important this is?
It's not CPR at all. It's within the state.
Right. Adaber boy, like he was like this, like a speaker.
Mouthpiece.
A speaker, like the speaker. This is no bechira chavshus as to, no, I don't like what he's saying. I'm going to say a little bit different. I'm going to explain it differently. I'm going to touch it up differently. It's a speaker. It's an amplification system. So peh, there's a whole different, this is what Hashem told Miriam. There's a whole different madrega. You're not talking, it's not even a madrega in terms of like this, up to down. Madrega, not even that, but peh adaber is a whole different signon of nevuah. I'll tell you something that the Gemara says, "Ein shnei neviim misnavnim b'signon echad." Right? Familiar with the Gemara? Gemara Megillah, Gemara in Sanhedrin. That you could have two neviim like the Trei Aser, let's say. So basically, they said the same thing over and over again. Yet each one has a chiddush. In fact, Yeshayahu, Yirmiyahu, they all spoke the same, the Deviim tell us. So what's the every Navi though has a signoin acher. A different way of saying it. Ein shnei neviim misnavnim b'signoin echad. That's a klal in the Gemara. So it means to say like this. Let's say Rabbi Yitzchak is a Navi, and let's say Rav Moshe is a Navi. And you both get a nevuah, Hashem echad. You both get the same nevuah. You're going to say it one way, you're going to say it another way. Why? Because one's going through your life experience, one's going through your mind, one's going through your heart, one's going through who you are. Hashem made you very unique, and one's going through yours. So, as it comes out, the nevuah, two different nevuahs, two different signonot. Signonim? Signonot. Thank you. So, ein shnei neviim misnavim signon. If Lu Yitzur, let's take a chiddush here. Lu Yitzur, there would be two Moshe Rabbeinus. Be the same thing. If there are two people on that madrega to get the nevuah, it would be the same thing. Why? Because it's empty. There is no Moshe Rabbeinu here. You can have 50. It doesn't make any difference because the whole halacha of Ein Shnei Nevi'im Misnavim B'Signon Echad doesn't apply to Moshe Rabbeinu because there's no signon. It's not about his experiences, and it's not about that he grew up in Mitzrayim. And by the way, like Apokarsim love to talk this way. They love to talk about Moshe Rabbeinu was a victim in Mitzrayim, and that's why he took people out of sleep. So L'Haniach is true. It has nothing to do, even if it would be true, it has nothing to do with his nevuah. The nevuah of Moshe Rabbeinu was his madrega of Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei. And the madrega of Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei means that not only was otherworldly, he was completely. So, peh, Hashem's peh, was using my peh to speak. On this Chazal say, Shechina medaberes mitoich groinoi, Shel Moshe, that Hashem spoke through And that's the pshat. Probably peh el peh adaber boy and not loy. Because boy means I spoke in him. His whole mahus became the place of Moshe Rabbeinu. Mashen Kain, every other Navi, Mashen Kain, even Aaron and Miriam, they were Nevi'im. But like Kain Avdi Moshe, peh el peh adaber boy. So that's it had nothing to do with this world and processing and how do you process and when we dream at night, it's not necessarily a nevuah, but when we wake up in the morning, whether it's a nevuah or not a nevuah, like depending, but when we wake up in the morning, it's metushtash. So all the nevi'im b'chaloi madaber boy, there was a tishtush. And the tishtush, it wasn't just a higher level of nevuah, a lower level of nevuah. The tishtush was that it needed interpretation. When you have a dream, you need hatavas chaloim. You gotta have to go to some chacham who's got to tell you what the dream means or make it up. But somebody has to teach it. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't require any teach. Now, what's the importance of this? The importance is philosophical, because it had to be. In order for Torah to be emes, there's only one emes. You can't have 5 people staying on Har Sinai and saying, well, I think Hashem meant this, and I think Hashem meant that, and this is how you interpret it, and that's how you interpret it. This will not work. This will not be Torah's emes. If Hashem is going to do this one-time deal of giving the Torah to the world, it has to be with somebody that has no subjectivity at all. It can't be a signon of nevuah. Right.
What's the question?
The Chazal say that when Moshe Rabbeinu asked to see Hashem, so Hashem didn't let him. Lo yirani adam is koidai. Lo yirani adam is koidai. Lo b'chai. So the Zohar says he was saying, give me the madrega of a mace. Mace can see Hashem. It's a chiddush, right? A mace can see Hashem. A chai can't. I'm like a mace. I'm already like I have no goof. I have nothing. Why can't I see Hashem? So Hashem told me he's still alive. Well, you're on the Adam v'chai. But he was just there at the tipping point between Adam v'malach, Adam v'mace. Is at a point where his goof was, and that's the pshat nachnu ma. That's the ma. Nachnu ma. Avram Avinu said, Anoichi ofar ve'efer, which relates to the gashmias of the situation on some level, greatly humble. But Moshe Rabbeinu had a different madrega. I'm not even ofar ve'efer. Nachnu ma. Ma. It doesn't mean I'm garnished. It means that I'm not here. This nevuah has nothing to do with me.
Because Baruch Hu couldn't have given the Torah unless he had such a navi.
So, somebody had to be b'madrega. So he's waiting for somebody to be b'madrega. I believe so. I want to tell you something else while I'm here. That famously, the Gemara says that Rabbi Akiva was darish to like tilim shel halacha al kol tag v'tag. Rabbi Akiva was darshaning more Torah and Moshe Rabbeinu and Chalishus Hadas. How could he know more than me? So I know the answer. How could he know more? Because Moshe Rabbeinu was he was a conduit. So now Rabbi Akiva is an end user, and he's taking exactly what Hashem meant to do. He's taking the Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu, which came down in a pipeline from Shemaim directly with no subjectivity at all, and he's darshaning.
Is that Malchus?
I'm going to get to Malchus. But it's Kim Shamar halach l'Moshe Sinai unispayis daito. Rabbi Akiva said it's okay. So it all comes from Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay, I'm Seder. What he was afraid, apparently, what Moshe Rabbeinu was afraid of was, why is he making stuff up? Like, I don't know. I never heard this. Why is he making it up? So the answer is he's taking halach l'Moshe Sinai, what came down to pure Torah, and he's being mafabel in it, which is exactly what we're meant to do in Torah Shabbat Peh. But the kasha heeft sich nicht done. Like, if somebody reads this, like, how could Rabbi Akiva know more than Moshe Rabbeinu? Like, how could it be? It's not a kasha, because it's a paradigm shift from what Moshe Rabbeinu was giving to what Rabbi Akiva was getting.
How do you understand the first two asserts that he brought was from Hashem?
Excellent question. Like, what was that? But so what did Korach say? We all heard Anochi Hashem and Har Sinai. Was bist du besser? Huh? So that's one answer. According to the Shita, that we only heard two. That's not so pashut either. But it was Korach. What was Korach saying? That I could even, like l'chora there at Har. I said that the answer is different, not the other eight. L'chora, we all reached this point of nachnuma. Otherwise, we wouldn't have heard the voice of Hashem, mamash. But the answer is that Moshe Rabbeinu is b'chol beisi nemanhu. It's not just the other eight, the other life, the whole rest of his life in the Oil Moed. How can you compare a one-time holy experience to somebody who's an Eved Hashem like this? Vayamas Moshe Eved Hashem. Eved, okay. Where I think this gets to, I want to tell you something fascinating here, but where this gets to is, like Rabbi Yitzchak said, Malchus. So in the tree of life, there is Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yisoid, Malchus. I have to make all these charts in your mind, but where's Moshe Rabbeinu on this chart? Netzach. Aaron was Hod. Yosef was Yisoid, if you go think of the Ushpizin. Malchus, David, Malchus, Mashiach. David was Malchus, Mashiach. David, Malchus, Mashiach. That's where the Malchus is. Why wasn't Moshe Rabbeinu Malchus?
Because he was up there.
He was up there.
It didn't hit the ground.
Right. It didn't hit the ground and it didn't grow from the ground. So Rabbi Akiva was, as you say, a bechina of Malchus. So Malchus, now here's what's interesting. Malchus is leis le migar me klum. Means there's nothing.
There's nothing of its own.
It's reflective. It's receptacle.
Conduit.
So that's Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was the one that was leis le migar me klum. So what does it mean that Malchus, I should say Netzach leis le migar me klum? Everybody heard Akasha?
Reflected back up. Malchus is also supposed to turn everything. It's the full point.
Say it there.
Malchus is not just a conduit. Malchus is a place of growth and expansion.
Rabbi Akiva did. So Ata Aresa Ladas. Ki Hashem Hu Elokim. Einoin Muvhadoi. Hashem is not Malchus yet. The Yud Kei Vav Kei is not Malchus. Elokim is Malchus. So Elokim, this is ironic, because Elokim is Kilu Anoichi Ofer Ve'efer. It's the Madrega of the Avos of Rabbi Akiva of Torah Shabbat Peh. But that's Malchus because it's not Malchus until you've taken all of the Gashmias and transformed it. So you could do this two ways. Here, Hashem Peh El Peh Adaber Boy. He is somehow or another, Hashem is speaking with him. I don't mean with him, but with him, with using him. That's one thing. But that's up here in the Kester. That goes down to Netzach, because it has to be Nitzchias. But where it went to was the place of Malchus. Malchus is where we are, where we're taking the Devar Hashem, we're saying there is no, here you get the irony, there is no Gashmias in the world of Gashmias. Where Moshe Rabbeinu lived, there was no Gashmias. Girish Mina Isha. There's no Gashmias, complete bittul, and that's what Aaron and Miriam didn't understand. where we need to get to where Mashiach is not that place. Where Mashiach has to get to is a transformation of all of the Gashmias, Dafka, all of the Gashmias, and turning it into the same Madrega of Moshe Rabbeinu. So you see, when you hear that? It's a different place. Ata Areisa Lodas, Ki Hashem Hu Elokim. And where do we say Eid Milvado? Here or there? See, it can't be. That's right. You see, the whole Nefesh Hachaim, the whole Shita here in Parak Yud, Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel, is the Skula Yud the Skula Nifla to be Mispainen in Einoid Milvado. Then he goes through a whole Aricha saying that only Moshe Rabbeinu got there, it'll never happen again. So what's the Skula Nifla? So he speaks about this before Shin Yud but the point is, we're not meant to get there like Moshe Rabbeinu, like Ham Navi B'Yisrael Kamoshe. Asher Diber Hashem Peh El Peh, Ponim El Ponim. It's a different thing. But what we can do is the Einoid Movado here. That everything that's around me, all the touch and feel that's around me, that gufa becomes ruchnius.
When we say a bracha, bracha ta yud ke vav ke, but we don't say it.
So ksiv and kri, right? you know, like, look, what's in it for us here? What it means is that what he's telling us is such a beautiful chiddush in how to live, because what he's saying is we're not going to be Moshe Rabbeinu, that's signon. We'll have dafka our own signon. Everybody has their own saying chokenu b'sarisecha. Ein shnei neviim nistavim b'signon echad. But the signon gufa will be elikus. The signon gufa will be elikus. So it's even a stronger der. So it was say in what do we say in kedusha? Hu elikenu, hu avinu, hu malkeinu, hu mashienu. That's fast. V'hu yashmienu. That's future. Your son, this looks far. V'hu yashmienu b'rachamav shenis, right? Le'enei kol chai. What's that talking about? Another gilui. Hu elokeinu, hu avinu, malkeinu, mashienu, hu yashienu. V'hu yashmienu is that one more time he will be mashmiya. He will speak to us again. Shenis. Berachamav Shenis. Shenis. What was the first time? Har Sinai. So there's going to be another Maimed Har Sinai. With a new Torah? No. But with this Gilui, it's going to happen again through Mashiach. Hu Yashmeinu Berachamav Shenis Le'enei Kol Chai. Next. Li Yoislachem Le'Elokim. Right? Gewaldig. So in other words, this time, here's the difference between the first mashmiya and the second mashmiya. The first mashmiya was a mashmiya of Moshe Rabbeinu, which was completely otherworldly, b'bechinas yudkei vavkei. And the second mashmiya, hu yashmienu shenis, and this time it's going to be le'enei kol chai. It's a second Har Sinai kilu, not in terms of mitzvahs, but in terms of gilui, but this time it's going to be li'ois lachem le'elokim. Beautiful. Beautiful what we say in Kedusha. And then in Nusach Sfar, you go further with the idea. No, hey, go out to Yeschem Achris Kireishis Liyoslachem Le'Elokim. Well, because talk about the Gula. Hey, go out to the Gula is a Gilui.
So, how is it Meduyak in the Kedusha that the first time wasn't Elokim, it was Elokeinu?
Why?
Huh?
Shema Yisrael Hashem starts for earlier.
Yeah.
Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad.
When we're comparing the two Giluvim.
Right. Starts off with Hashem Echad.
Is there a Yudke Vavke in the Hu Elokeinu?
Hashem Elokeinu. Shema Yisrael Yudke Vavke Elokeinu. That's right. Well, that is the title of the.
Okay.
That's what you say aloud. That's the main thing. So now we're saying a little bit of a history. Hu Elokeinu, Hu Avinu, Hu Malkeinu, Mashienu. Who Yashmeinu Shenis. Again, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Echad
It won't be Yud Kei Vav Kei, it'll be Elokim.
Elikus, which is even a higher madrega because Elikus is Malchus. So Elikus is Malchus is Leislei Megar Meklum.
Is Achris Gracious, we don't say it in Ashkenaz. Is that because Achris Gracious has different ashmas?
I don't know.
So the Shema.
Why don't we say it?
It's the same level of Gilui. Sounds like.
Right.
So the
I mean, if I was writing it, I wouldn't say it.
So the Shema at the beginning.
It's not Achris Krish, it's a different thing, but,
So the Shema at the beginning is kind of like, this is what's going on.
Koteret.
That's the conclusion, and then kind of.
Well, it's the title.
That's the thing.
The thing, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. So now Pirush, it's Shabbos, we have time. Hu Elokeinu, Hu Avinu, Malkeinu Hashem. Hu Yashmeinu Shenis, Leinek, Baracham of Shenis. The Nusuch Svar is also another knetch there. Hu Yashmeinu Baracham of Shenis. Ashkenaz, we don't say that. So was Rachamim have to do with this? Was Rachamim have to do with this? So I heard once that the Geula might not come because of the word tzaddikim, right? The Gemara says Kula Zakai Kula Chayiv. It could become like it's gewaldig to think that when Chazal said Ein ben David ba ad shenapach mishapech, according to a different lashon, Kol ha-memshala leminos. I don't even know. I don't know what they were thinking. What the Ezeb Memshala in 2,000 years ago? Romans, what were they talking about? Half of a fellow, no? Some minority government, unity government, like no. Kol ha-memshala, it's like the whole thing is going to become minus. What does minus mean? Keep Torah out of this. Keep anything to do with from Jews out of this. Who would think we'd be, Charedim, Dati Lumi? Doesn't make any difference. You believe in God, you're out. Like I'm not a politician, b'chal. I'm just saying it's a pella, the nevuah of Chazal. So ad kedei kach, like you say, Baruch Hashem. So hu yashmienu, like to come to this Zman of Ben David Ba, needs rachamim. We're in a time that you need rachamim gedolim. So somehow Nusuch Svar got it. Hu yashmienu berachamav shenis. That this one is not necessarily as mamish rachamim. You need mamish rachamim from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? But at the end, the result will be the same of liyos lachem leilakim. Okay. Let me.
The meaning masholet. That's what malchus. The meaning masholet now.
The meaning masholet now.
They show because there's no malchus. So that's and the fact of malchus, the fact that they show it.
Isn't it a pella to you? I'm not a political person at all, but isn't it like a pella that here we are in Eretz Yisrael, after all of these generations, and we're here in Eretz Yisrael, we struggled for Eretz Yisrael, and to call it the Michigan and Messianics. Yes. Gamani b'tocham. What's the Michigan and Messianics? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. What are you doing here? So go to Portugal. What are you doing here? All of this, these wars and the Mesiras Nefesh and everything was just, this has to be civilized. Okay. Stop me here. Let me go. Let me cover one more. I have a couple more minutes. Let me cover one more nakuda here. And let's go back to plan. The best thing is, this is Nefesh Hachaim. Let me just read you one line here in Perek Yud Daled. We're not exactly here, but it just touches up everything we just said. B'lchein amru Perek Yud Daled, the middle. B'lchein amru b'tana devei Eliyahu chayav adam loymar masai yagiu masai lemaisei avoisai Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov. Right, we're familiar. Person has to ask themselves regularly, why aren't I acting like Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? That's why we get all these stories here of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, all these parshias. V'loi amru, it doesn't say that a person should say, L'maisai Moshe Rabbeinu olav hashalom. It doesn't say that. Why not? So he says that the pshat is Amnam kol ze roy l'cho yirei Hashem amiti. Shall kol panim beis amdei lispalel yevatel b'torah levavei kvi yicholtei v'asagasi. Because we can't act like, we can't be like Moshe Rabbeinu. We can't do it. We can't a whole day be Moshe Rabbeinu with complete bittul amitzias. But at least, he says, this is the Chiddush of Nefesh Hachaim, at least when we're standing to daven Shemon Esrei, standing to daven, at least during those couple of minutes, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Yevatel b'toyhar levavai kefi yecholtai v'hasagasai. Kol hakoyches shebaylam v'kol koychesav. This we can do for a couple of minutes during Shemon Esrei. We can be like Moshe Rabbeinu. So he's saying, let me be medayik further. Mosai yagia maisai. L'maisa avoisai. That's the world of Maisa. Machshava, we can get there here and there. We could be like Moshe Rabbeinu. So Maisai, like Avram Avinu, like we could get to the Avos. Anochi Afer Ve'efer. We can't become Anov Mikol Adam. Not practical, it's not real to live in the world of Yud Kei Vav Kei. Chiddush, but in times of davening you can. Yevatel b'Torah levavai kvi yecholtai v'asagosai kol hakoyches sheba'olam b'chol koychesav ki'ilu ein shum metzius ba'olam klal u'listabek b'libai rak bo yisbarach adon yachid baruch hu. So let's do that. Yeah, that's good. I have an eight. If you can't do it, hold the davening because we're all a little bit ADD. So during the Avos. I was reading, there's a beautiful but hard sefer from Rav Dov Cook, Shlita, from Tveria on Tefillah. But he describes, after talking about a lot of Kabbalah, he describes how walking into Shemona, like there's an Or Makif and there's an Or Pnimi, yeah? So there's like Hashem created the world, there's an Or, and then there's an Or Pnimi that goes through the world. So he said walking, just meditate on this for a moment. Walking into Shemona Esrei is walking into the Or Pnimi, like imagine you're walking into a spotlight. And this Or is the Or Hashem. And for this, how long does it take to say the Avos? A moment, 2 moments. But for this 60 seconds, and if you can for the whole Shemona Esrei, just Ba'ar Hashem, like there's no me. You can get to the Madrega, this is what he's telling you, you get to the Madrega of Moshe Rabbeinu, where there's complete hispatlus. And then after that, you get into Slach lanu rifa'enu, give me money, give me das. That's all Elokim. But Hashem, hu Elokim. But the Hashem, we can come, even though we're saying Elokei Avram, Elokei Yitzchak, Elokei Yaakov, we can come to Madrega Moshe Rabbeinu during this time. So it's a mamish kid. I mean, like we're serious people. That's why you're here. So the seriousness of Shemona Esrei is to stand in that Or. Just imagine you're standing in that Or and complete Bittul Ayesh, standing in the Or, and just HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Bechinas Elokim Einoin Movadei. The Einoin Movadei. Hashem Hu Elokim Einoin Movadei. And that's the theme of Shemona Esrei is Einoin Movadei. And the Matan Shaar is that when a person is mevatel all the metzias, so then all the metzias becomes batel, and then you have no limitations in anything. So whatever you need, it's a tricky deal because, let's say you need a lot of money. So you do need a lot of money. So the way to do it is put the money on the side. Why?
It's ironic, right?
It's ironic.
You have your
So what's the lumdus? The lumdus is Amalchu Shalchahi. No, not Afal Pikain. Give me a lot of money because, like Moshe Rabbeinu would say, give me a loud voice because I'm your voice. And I'm saying, give me money because I want to build the world. Very good. So it's yes, it's ironic, but it's not a stira, because there's no stira, because what I'm doing, like the more I don't get, the more I get. The more I don't want, the more I get. So what my avodah here is not, well, please God, give me money, I really need money, I want to be a millionaire, give me money. That's not the point. The point is I want to be mevatel. You're giving money to some people, right? Here's the way I see it. You're giving money out. Like people have money, there's lots of money in this world. So you're giving money out. So Here I am willing to be mamash a pipeline for HaKadosh Baruch Hu into this world to spend that money. And I don't, maybe I'll take some for myself because I need to be able to also live. But the thing is that I'm here to give money or seichel or whatever it is you want to spread. Whatever it is you want to spread, it's by being mevatel one's personal wantings, ritzaynoi, as you correctly say, l'ritzaynoi, so the ratzon Hashem. That's all I want. Now you ask yourself, well, if I'm not doing this for me, why am I davening? Because we're Avdei Hashem. That's the seriousness. But the skula nifla is that the Messiah says everything will happen for you. By the way, it's baduk manusa. But the thing is that, like, it has to be like this is 1 minute of lishma. It's a lishma minute, and it's very tricky. It's a very tricky moment. But it's that's the exercise of getting like Moshe Rabbeinu Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yeah.
What's the message to Kollel Yisrael in Ekyasha Shalachani? Saying that's basically Yud Kei Vav Kei. And what's Moshe Rabbeinu telling Kollel Yisrael? What are they supposed to understand from that?
This is what you should tell them. Well, Ekyah is different than Yud Kei Vav Kei.
Oh, it's different.
Yeah.
It's not above time?
It's partially Yud Kei Vav. It's Vav, Yud, Vav, Hey. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. So you have Hey, Vav, Hey, with an Aleph. So okay, we're going to talk about that. It's a. Let me just 5 minutes. I just want to but finish another thing we're talking about. Let's say you're getting to either the higher or lower madrega, however you want to look at it, of a likim. So now, and this is part of what we learned, that there's this issue of like battling with the Ra. Now, let's get it clear in our minds. If you're up here, there ain't no Ra. If you're down here in Malchus, there's weiter no Ra. Like when Mashiach comes. The difference is here, you're taking the Gashmius with you, and here you're not. Right? Am I clear? Forward? Now, what does it mean to deal with the Ra? So to deal with the Ra, he said before, Nefesh Hachaim said before in Perek Yud Aleph, that mazolos. Remember we learned, mazolos means teva. Like mazolos, the constellation, right? So we say mazel tov. Right? We talk about mazolos. We believe in mazolos. Otherwise we wouldn't say mazel tov. So if we believe in mazolos is teva. So let's take the word my constellation, my stars, and turn it into my nature. But literally, my nature. So let's say my nature is to be, or like Avraham Avinu said, my nature is not to have children. I don't mean my nature, I don't want to have children, but naturally I can't have children. According to Mother Nature, I can't have children. So Tzei meets Tagnina Shulcha means, okay, Einon Movadoi. Here's your exercise, be Moshe Rabbeinu for a minute and go above the stars. Maybe not going that high as Moshe Rabbeinu, but go above the stars, go against what's natural, and you'll have children. Tzei meets Tagnina Shulcha. We said that Tzei is 91. Amen. The Shiluv of the Shemos. Shem. Elokeinu, yeah? Shiluv of Shemos. Adnus Yud Kei Vav Kei, which is in the Svardi Sidurim, Yud, that whole thing. So that's 91. So whenever you see 91, we're saying Hashem Hu Elokim. Yud Kei Vav Kei Hu Elokim. Yeah, Yud Kei Vav Kei and Elokim is Hashem Elokeinu. So I want to talk about the Ra. So the Gra says very famously, but I just want to look at it with a new light. The Vilna Gaon's in the Even Shleima, or it's brought in the Even Shleima. And he says, Perek Aleph Zayin, af mi rather, shetivai ra. Okay, let's say my nature is bad, evil. I want to get away from in the next 5 minutes, I want to stop calling the Yetzer Hara the evil inclination. I hate the word. Evil. What does Ra mean? What does Ra mean? Yotzer or, Uber Choshech, Osa Shalom, Boiri Ra. Evil? It's a,
Raya.
huh?
Could be in the front.
Could be, yeah. So, Av mi shetivoi Ra, lo yelech neged ateva legamri. Well-known Gra. He lo yiskayim biyadei. Don't go against your teva, because it's not going to work. That's why. Brak tzarech liyischanech leilech baderech hayasher al pi tivoi. You have to do chinuch on yourself, to go according to your teva, but baderech hayasher. Lamashal. Misha noilad b'mazel madin. This is a Gemara. If somebody is born an angry person, this is your stars. You're an angry person. Mazel madin. Muchrach li shofech dam. Period. Sof pasuk. You're going to be a shofech dam. It's my mazel. I'm going to be a shofech dam. Avram Avinu went out of his mazel. Hard to count on that. Hard to, right? So what do? I'm a shofech dam. I was born that way. Nurture nature. So says the Gemara, Oz yesh biyadai, but listen how he says it. Oz yesh biyadai lehischanech, so you need to go to school. Chinuch. Liyos shoichet, shehu beinani, this the Gemara doesn't say. You could take your shvichas damim yetzer hara and become a shoichet. Oy moyol shehu tzaddik. Interesting. So shoichet's a beinani, a moyol's a tzaddik. Either way, you're being shoichet, right? But don't go to the default position of being a criminal. This is what the pasuk means. Chanoich lenar al pi darkoi ki gam ki yaskin la yasir mimenu. So it's a very, very important chiddush here, because everybody says, like every school stationery, like Chanoich lenar al pi darkoi. Now, so I don't know why they say it, because they don't do it. But what do they mean even? What they mean is, like if they're writing in English, they would say, we give each child individualized education, which they don't. It's ridiculous. It's not practical to give children individualized education. That's why I don't know why they even say it. But what does it mean? What everybody says it means, what the normal explanation for it is, that, like, look, we're going to play to your strengths. If you have a good memory, we're going to have you memorize a lot of stuff. If you have a good analytical mind, we'll make you. If you're good with your hands, you build a desk. Right? That's the regular shot in Chanoch Lenar al pi darko. Let's figure out what your derech is. Let's take an aptitude test. Figure out what your derech is, and then we'll give you the appropriate chinuch, which is maybe into some kind of Montessori situation is possible. But Pashtus is you can't do it in school. That's for sure. According to the Gra, and the longer version is in Mishlei Chav Beis Vav, that's not what it means altogether. Listen to the subtle difference. What it means is to you find out what your challenge is. And chinuch is to work out that challenge should work as a tzaddik and not as a listed. So a kid is likes to break things. So you got the job of a mechanech, not work to his strengths, work to his weaknesses, work to his challenges. It's a whole different nakuda that the Gra is saying over here. But what he's right, or whatever he's born in Mazel Madim. So Mazel means his teva. It's a rough teva. So now this is our challenge. This is not negative, by the way. This is extremely positive. It means to say that all these challenges are ways to be tzaddikim. So, but it becomes the Rebbe's or the parents' task to find the mazel, touch up the mazel of the kid, and now make a program where the child is going to be working l'toif, and become a moil, or at least a sheichet, but preferably not a criminal, not a listim. It's completely different. For instance, just to say, and I'd like to be marich on this, but now we're out of time. It's completely opposite, for instance, of what the Piyas Setzner says in the Chayvus HaTalmid. Exactly opposite, complete machlokes, l'dati. Because there he says, Chanoich lenar al pi darkoi, find the neshama. See what's good and play to the good. Every neshama is different. And here he's saying that, no, find the challenge, the mazel, which was here, and work with that mazel. That's what the chinuch is for. Neshama will work on in finishing school. But right now, it's a neshama. So you have a shtickle machlokes over here, but basov, you should look at this more, it's an important grab, but what's extremely important here is im kain, yetzer hara is not evil. It's a challenge. Like who said ra is, that's what the word means, that is evil. So if I have a yetzer, look, we don't have to go to school, just figure ourselves out here. If I have like an inclination to something, so let's stop calling it an evil inclination, let's call it a challenge. Whether it's us, whether it's our children, our talmidim, whatever. So I have a challenge. So now, how is that challenged? So that's chinuch, that's the chiyuv of chinuch. Whoever's doing it is doing it. If you can't do chinuch, don't become a rabbi or a parent. But the job of chinuch is to find the challenge and work with it and turn it into a tzaddik. So all these things, so ra means like the mazel energy that I have, which we all have. Okay, we'll leave it with that.
Where's the source in the Evan Shlomo?
Where does he get it from? Or
I'm saying where.
oh, Aleph. That's in Mishlei. No, 1 second. The Evan Shlema is a likut of Gra from all over the place. So this is Parak Aleph, chapter, paragraph Zion. But it comes from, he brings on the side here, from Mishlei, where it says the pasuk Chaf Beis Vav, which is even better. We should learn it even more.